Guys, I Poke Hunt here, and today I'm going to do something new. That is a Poke review, and this one is about one of my favorite Pokemons that I use in competitive battling. His name is Snorlax. So before we move on to stats and stuff, let's just look at his design. He's really fat, really chubby. By behavior, he's really sleepy, and he's extremely lazy. But when it comes to battling, this guy can pack a real good punch and make you bend down to your knees and kiss his fat belly. So, after we are done with the design, let's move on to stats. By stats, he's not very good at attack, but he's a really defensive Pokemon. I mean, he has a really good defense and special defense. So, all those dragon types, all those one hit knockouts won't work on this guy most of the time. But if you can set it up properly, this guy can pack a real punch without even attacking. So, let's look at its stats. Its HP is really high, 160. Amazing for its level. And then its attack. Attack may not seem pretty impressive, but just look at it. Just compare it to the other stats. It has an outrageous attack. When you look at Snorlax, you think he's all defense, but his attack really packs a punch as well. And we move on to defense. Not very bad, but not very good either. So, special attack, which he won't be needing much, so let's just ignore that. Special defense, 110. Outrageously high. Outrageous. That's just amazing. Just about anything is weak against him. Mane, nothing could hit him properly. Just in awe looking at its defense and special defense. The speed, not so good, but yeah, it's something you could go with. Moderate to average. So we move on to strategy. I get everything, but how to use me? Okay, so let's move on to strategy. My strategy: Earthquake, Toxic, Attract, which is not very frequently used, and Body Slam. For being a gender, which is required for Attract, is either male because most people have female Pokemons, or random. It's up to you to choose, but I usually go with male. For items, leftovers, because he will need that small healing in between. And for stats, immunity. That's because of all the Pokemons that can use Toxic. Yeah, I literally mean Toxic. Yeah, because you will not be the only one using Toxic in the battlefield. And immunity grants you a complete healing from Toxic. Not healing, complete immunity to Toxic. No pun intended. So, immunity grants you immunity if you didn't get it. So, anyways, so this is how it works. You attract the opponent Pokemon if it's opposite gender, preferably it's opposite gender, and then he or she, or if genderless, it's bad luck for you. But still, he can still dish out a real punishment on genderless Pokemon. So yeah, back to attract. So when you attract a Pokemon, it won't be able to hit you because it will be too infatuated, and ultimately it will be mobilized and won't be able to attack you. So that saves you a lot of damage. Next, you set up Toxic, which gets increasing damage every time a turn passes, and you will need that very bad because sometimes you have Pokemons will levitate, which you can't hit with your Earthquake. So you better go with Toxic, because even if you can't hit, he will make up the damage. The next thing you want is Earthquake itself. It's such a powerful move. You can kill almost every type of Pokemon with it, except Ghost types, which have Levitate or Flying types. But it's an amazing move to go with Snorlax. I definitely suggest Earthquake. Or if I were you, and I wouldn't be voting Earthquake, I would suggest something not so bad. I would suggest Psychic, which works on fighting types which are super effective against Snorlax. The next thing you want is Body Slam. 80 power, normal type move, but it packs a punch, or rather, packs a real hard, real fat, real chubby body. Yeah, and I literally mean because it gives so much damage, it also gives a lot of chances to paralyze the opponent. And with a tracked in, you would definitely want someone to be paralyzed because that makes them so hard to hit you, and by that time you would just be taking damage away with Earthquake or Body Slam. And if you can't get the paralyzing, there's always Toxic there, and he won't be able to hit with a Attract. But here comes the dead zone. Always, you don't expect Snorlax to be on your side. You can have Snorlax on your team, but there will come days when you will see people using Snorlax. So, how to counter him? I'm your guy, but sometimes I'm just on the other side of the lake. So, this is how you can counter him if he's not on your side. You can use a fighting type. Yeah, fighting types are super effective against him. Mach Punch might give a lot of damage because the priority move, although you can go with any fighting move because he's so slow. Next, Confuse Ray. Yeah, if you can confuse him on the first turn, he might not be able to get that Attract or Toxic or Body Slam paralyze him. So that's a huge help to you. Being a Ghost type will levitate. Being a Ghost type saves you from Body Slam. Having Levitate saves you from Earthquake. So you have blocked out all his attacking moves. What's left? Attract and Toxic. If you are the same gender, you're safe from Attract and Toxic. For having Toxic, you have immunity or you can have Poison Heal. Both of these will save you the trouble from losing HP every turn. And the last one, Sleep Powder, Spore or Hypnosis. You can put him to sleep the first turn or the second turn. That way it will save you a lot of damage because he will be asleep and you can just take damage away and you can just keep hitting him. So this was the video, guys. I'll be making more Poke reviews soon and I hope I'll be making them better. But this was my first attempt. Thank you for watching. See you next time on iPoke Hunt.